see a tree out in the gathering space. And there's also the board that's in the community room that has different little things on it that the church can use. One thing we're asking you this year is when you bring the item in, just keep it with you at your seats. It'll be part of the worship service every single week, and we'll do that through the second week in February, I think. One other thing is, please, if you're going to participate in it, we thank you, but make sure you get the item that is specifically on there. Especially when it comes to items like batteries. We cannot use generic batteries on the equipment that we use up here. We don't use ammonia to clean, stuff like that. So scented stuff, all of that, just get what specifically is on there. So we'll have a big blessing of that come February, so it's always wonderful to see it all pile up here. So about our Christmas Angel Day, it was quite interesting. The three of us played Christmas Angels on December 23rd when we decided we were going to head on out and do some random acts of kindness. It did not go at all as planned, unfortunately, but we made it a great day. Our day started off with delivering a refrigerator to a church member. The story of the refrigerator, I'll try to keep it very brief, was wonderful. We had intended on purchasing a refrigerator for a church member who really needed one. Through some conversation, it came that Dillion's parents had a very nice refrigerator sitting in their garage. So that day started off with us at Dillion's house, loading up a refrigerator into the back of Kevin's truck just after it had poured all day long. So we got the refrigerator to the member's house, and it was real easy to get in, wasn't it, guys? Huh? Yeah, it was great. Yeah. We were there for about 32 hours, right? Loading that refrigerator. We had to take the handles off the refrigerator, the back door off, and a million other things. And it went through with enough space to get this piece of paper, and I don't even know how we got it in there. But were they appreciative of that? Along with the refrigerator came a gift card and some money, which was very nice. So after and we honestly were there for at least almost 2 hours probably doing the refrigerator. So we really got off to a late start. We headed to Kmart that has always been our intended purpose, is to go to Kmart and do some layaways. We got to Kmart anticipating the huge layaway line, and how many people were in line when we got there? Yeah, and the layaway had already been paid, so there was nobody there. We waited around and we kind of mulled in the store and thought, okay, well, more people will come in. It's the Saturday before Christmas. Nobody came in. So then our brilliant idea was, okay, we're going to go up front, and when people come up with their orders, we're going to pay for the order as they come up front. So we had picked out this lady who had all these toys mounted all the way up, right? And said, okay, we're going to pay for her order. So right before she was going to get in line, we went up to the I don't know what you call him, the guy that was in charge there, and said, hey, just so you know, we're from a local church and we have $2,000 in our pocket and we're going to pay for these orders. And he said, hold on, let me call the manager. Okay. So as we're waiting for the manager for 15 minutes to come up, the lady that we wanted to purchase the items for had already gone through the line, so we were a little bit disappointed. Even more disappointed when the manager said, you can't do this in our store. So it was a little disappointing for us, and they told us that we couldn't single people out and we could not do this there. We asked them after quite a long conversation, can we please go back and pick out layaways to pay for, and they told us no. So we had to regroup. It didn't go as planned, so we headed to put our minds together and said, okay, let's go to Giant. And we're going to walk up to people at Giant and we're going to pay for their food items. So at Giant, go ahead, take it in. You keep going. This is all of the food that we purchased at Giant, okay? Giant was very gracious to allow us to be there. There are orders on here for $60, $200, or whatever. But out of all of the items, we're good with that. Out of all of the orders that we did at Giant, this is the most valuable receipt. And this is the one we're going to talk about quickly. When we had gotten to Giant, we split up. The boys went down one end. I gave them a pile of $100 bills, and I said, go pay for people's orders. It was fun spending somebody else's money, wasn't it? Dylan said, this is great. He was backing me for more money constantly. I don't even know how much. He spent probably $1,500, and I spent not very much. They did a lot of the, I kind of just sat back and watched them be angels for these people. Their first group that they went up to was, I believe, sisters, who ended up putting a nice Facebook post about us and saying how they were shopping for their nani, is what they called it on their post that they put, and how we were a blessing to them. It was really nice. They said it was a father and his two sons, so that's what she said. Clearly it wasn't. But that's how these guys went down one end, I went down the other end. They were picking the big orders, which is okay. But at the end, we had been there for about an hour, and people started to really notice what was going on. So we kind of regrouped and said, we got to get out of here. So we had some money left. We put it, kind of went and hid a little bit, counted our monies, and regrouped. So this receipt was one that we all went to together. It's very funny how the Holy Spirit brought us together. And we all went to this one particular lady. She has the lowest, probably one of the lowest receipts. Her order was $24.99. She happened to be, what do you think, 90 plus years old, maybe, who was shopping with her, I would say her great-great-grandson. He seemed to be a young teenager, maybe 20-ish. And we went up to her all the way down at the end and said, we're going to take care of that for you. We had only about maybe $80 left at the time. And I mean, you could go through this. There's $200, $300 on there. Yes, everybody had a wonderful reaction, but this lady burst into tears. And it was just crazy that it was the one order that we went to together, that we were there together for. And she just cried and cried. She sobbed. And as she looked at us and she said, I just lost my husband. You have no idea what this means to me, but I just lost my husband. So it was a really cool experience for the three of us to go there. I said to them afterwards, would you do it again? Yeah. I mean, we really had a good time. So thank you to everybody that participated in it. It does go to a great cause. It ends up that we paid for about $2,000 worth of food that day. With the refrigerator and that church member we gave a giant gift card to. Another family we gave a gift card to at the YMCA that Barb Dragada helps out there. The one lady that I had talked to you about that had called the church, we gave her a giant gift card, or I mean a Walmart gift card. A church member, a gas card, who goes to a lot of hospitals, visits, and another church member who needs some home improvements, a Lowe's gift card too. But one of the biggest things that I just wanted to say is it shouldn't have to be December for us as Christians to do a random act of kindness for somebody. So it's wonderful we do this every December, but there's so many things that we could do throughout the year as a random act of kindness, some things that don't even cost any money. A friend of mine who works at a nursing home said one time, we don't need Christmas carolers in December. There's plenty of Christmas carolers that come here in December. We need people the 11 months out of the year that these people are forgotten. Just somebody to come here and say hello to them, because nobody comes the other 11 months out of the year. It's so simple when you're in the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts spending $4 to say, I'll pay for the coffee for the car behind me. It's a neat program that one of my favorite radio stations runs called the Drive-Through Difference. We have a Simple Quilts group that meets here every single Tuesday. You all probably have comforters and blankets that sit in your deacon's bench, as we called it in our house, or your closet that never get used. I can guarantee you these ladies, Sharon, one of them, can turn that thing into something that will change somebody's lives. I've had the opportunity to hand those quilts out at a homeless shelter. There's so many different things that we could do for a random act of kindness all year long. Let's not make it wait another year for us to do a random act of kindness. And again, thank you to everybody that did participate in the program. And these guys will talk to you more than if you'd like afterwards. But they had a really great experience. Right, guys?